I saw you today, shook your hand, I greeted you at the door, we got ready to sit down and shoot the Red Storm Report. And I said, one day at a time. And you said, and I said, brick by brick. And what I think we both meant by that was closing out games. You guys are right there. How do you close out these games? And I know it's not easy. How do you do it?
And I caution people. I say it may be 30 minutes of hell or 10 minutes what we're doing. But I just think we get closer, and it's just, you got to have a defining moment. Guys make big plays and they feel good about themselves and what we're doing. And I think it's all that process of learning. You got to learn how to win, and that's where we are.
From your point of view, I'm sure a lot of it is taken away or extrapolated from what you've seen so far in the game. But when it's time to draw up one play for one bucket, does that vary based on the opponent, based on the night? Like, do you know who you want to take that final shot yet or no?
You have an idea of who you want the ball in their hands, and now they've got to go out and hopefully create and make a play. Let's say giving a guy that's got a hot hand. Even when we talk about in the last game we played in Marquette, Mustafa had it going on. You want to make sure he can kind of get a touch, or you want to get a guy that can get to the basket and get a foul, create something. It's all about making plays, and I think that's been the thing that we've really been working on, is trying to make sure that going down the stretch, we want your best players to have an opportunity to make plays.
The second time around, so now that you get ready to play DePaul, you played them, you beat them, you saw what they have up close, they saw what we have up close. How much different is it? Because you've been at this for a long time. So that second game, what do you have to tweak? What do you have to anticipate based on what you think they'll do different?
Well, I think, number one, they're going to prepare for our pressure defense. I thought our pressure defense disrupted them. I thought we did a good job of really making even more. Moore had 12 assists, but he had to work for the points that he got. We did a good job on Reed, and he is a great, great player. 6'9", can step away from the floor, very versatile, one of the better rebounders in our league. And so we've got to make sure they don't attack the glass on us. It gets back to that free throw line, man, because the free throw line occurs because of offensive rebounds, and I think we got to be unpredictable, I think, on defense. And I think we got to be in attack mode offensively. We got to put the ball. I think when you go on the road, you got to shoot the ball. You got to put it in the hole.
You got to put it in the hole. How different is it, and because we all know that you played as well, going up against a team that you recently beat versus going up a team that you recently lost to from a confidence point of view?
Well, I think, number one, our guys are going to go out, and no matter who we play, our guys are going to go out and leave it on the floor. But I think DePaul is probably going to come with a little more fire because of, they probably thought it was a game they could have gotten. But we're going with the mindset of going up there, play to win. I think that's the biggest mindset you got to go with, no matter who you play.
So this was a pretty special weekend here. St. John's, the Hall of Fame, and Felipe Lopez, New York City's own Felipe. It feels like yesterday, although it's now basically 20 years ago, when he was on the cover of SI. The Big East is back. You have Iverson, you have Felipe. It was a real renaissance for them. What do you remember about? First of all, did you ever try to recruit Felipe?
Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday. We had a kid by the name of Kareem Reed.
Oh, yeah.
And Kareem played for us, played at St. Raymond's, and of course, they were rivalries, Rice and St. Raymond. And so Kareem committed coming to us, and of course, he talked to, hey, Coach, that's Felipe. So I'm watching St. Raymond's and Felipe, they're playing, Rice High School. Wow. I got Coach Richardson up there with me. And of course, obviously, the game's over with, and Coach Richardson turned and looked at me and said, Felipe had an unbelievable game. It was an unbelievable game. He had like 35 points. Mm-hmm. And he looked at me and said, what do you got me up here for? We're not going to get him. And sure enough, where'd he end up? St. John's.
Let him leave the city, Coach. He's got to stay home.
And that is the key. Keep him home. Yeah. But what a great. I just think he's a great individual. Not necessarily just a great basketball player. He's a great ambassador for St. John's. He loves this university. He loves New York, and he had a chance to come and visit with our guys right before the game as well.
You hit it. He is just a good soul. He is a good human being.
He was Dominican Republic. I think he was Dominican Republic version of Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Oh, that's what they said in the 30 for 30 for sure.
Yes.
Man, when you saw him, what was different about it? So you're scouting him, and Reed, of course. What did you see? What set him apart from the high school players in the mid-'90s? What was so early to mid-'90s? What was different about him?
I just think he was, number one, he was so smooth. He was graceful. I mean, what he did. I mean, it's like he just motion wherever he went, man. He just went with instinct.
Like body control.
Yeah, body control. He can hang in the air as long as he wanted to, and he was an exciting player.
He was.
I mean, he'd make a pass and he'd just make a no-look and spin. The guy dunking, he on the other end. I mean, so he was Showtime now.
I love it. How's the team, just as we wrap it up, the energy, the travel? It's the dog days, kind of, in the conference. How you guys holding up?
I'll tell you what, one of the things that's been really good is that we've got Chris Huey, who was on the previous staff, and he's been here to help us navigate through some of that. And obviously, we're a team that plays with a lot of energy. So we got to make sure that our guys get the proper rest, get the proper nutrition in them, and even with our practices right now, at this time of the year, we kind of tune up and go play and probably practice for about an hour and a half. That's all we do.
Actually, I want to follow up on that because you're known as a compliment, as a hard coach. You demand. And if you don't meet, you sit. So now, this probably has to be a little counterintuitive to you, maybe, because I know you want to go hard, but if you go too hard, they're shot and they're tapped out. So you actually pull back at this point in the season.
I may cut it short, but we still go hard. Just remember, we're always going to go hard because I think we're creatures of habits. Yeah. And obviously, it's one of those deals. It's just shorter version of it. So, but I think our guys have done good, and I just think, with this basketball team, we talk about having that defining moment, that win that can catapult you and take you to another level. And I think we're in search of that. I think our guys, I've been disappointed at times, but not discouraged. And the reason I haven't been discouraged because they show up each and every game and they're leaving it all on the floor.
The young men are working for you. Mike, good seeing you, Coach. Thank you.
Same here.
You got it, pal.